Did you know BMW owners spend $17,800 over 10 years just keeping their X3 running? Or that a Range Rover drops 60% of its value before you've even paid it off? Sounds crazy, right? But not all SUVs are money pits. Some cost $400 a year to maintain and push past 300,000 miles. I'm serious. The difference between picking right and picking wrong is tens of thousands of dollars. We're talking a $50,000 gap in total ownership costs over 5 years. Today, I'm counting down 9 SUVs built to last in 2026. Repairs, insurance, resale, and exactly which model years to hunt or skip. Stick around for number 1. It's not the one you'd brag about at a dinner party, but it might be the best money you ever spend. I'm also calling out 2 European SUVs I wouldn't take for free. Let's get into it. Number 9. The Mazda CX-50. The cheapest compact SUV to maintain in America. RepairPal ran the numbers. $447 a year. A BMW X3, over $1,000. A Honda CR-V, $498. The CX-50 beats them all. Insurance is low too. CarEdge puts it at $1,947 a year. The national average sits above $3,100. So you're saving on repairs and insurance without settling for less. You'd think at $30,000 you're getting hard plastics and a cheap interior, right? Nope. Soft touch materials on the dash and doors, an uncluttered cabin, and a quiet ride on the highway. The kind of stuff you'd expect in something twice the price. And there's more. The CX-50 handles rain, snow, and back roads better than most compact SUVs that cost $10,000 more. A semi blows past you on the highway, you barely notice. That means you get home from a 3-hour drive and you're not exhausted. The IIHS is the gold standard for crash safety testing, and they gave the CX-50 their highest rating, Top Safety Pick Plus. Depreciation runs 38 to 40% after 5 years. For this price, that's solid. Go 2023 or newer. That's when it launched, so there's nothing older to worry about. Ready for the SUV with the cheapest insurance in the entire country? Let's keep going. Number 8. The Subaru Forester Hybrid, the cheapest SUV to insure in America. Insurify ran the numbers, $1,584 a year. That beats the CX-50 we just covered by over $350. But the insurance is just the start. Every single model comes with all-wheel drive. No packages, no upgrades. Standard. Take it through a foot of snow or up a muddy fire road and you get to work while your neighbor's still stuck in the driveway. The hybrid gets 35 miles per gallon combined. The non-hybrid Forester gets 29. That's 6 extra miles per gallon just for picking the hybrid. Now, the CVT transmission. Subaru had problems with these for years, but they fixed it. Change the fluid every 30,000 miles and owners report 200,000 miles with no major repairs. RepairPal puts maintenance at $632 a year. IIHS gave it a Top Safety Pick Plus. You'll lose about 33 to 37% of its value in 5 years, which is respectable for this segment. If you're going hybrid, stick with 2024 or newer. Regular Forester works great from 2019 on. But what if you want a warranty that covers your powertrain for 10 years? Number 7. The Hyundai Santa Fe. 10 years, 100,000 miles. That's how long Hyundai covers the powertrain. BMW gives you 4 years and 50,000 miles. Toyota gives you 5. Hyundai more than doubles both. If your engine fails at 90,000 miles, you pay nothing. Zero. Try getting that from a German dealer. That warranty alone would put it on this list. RepairPal puts maintenance at $585 a year. Insurance runs around $2,440, which is below the national average, but nothing crazy. The real savings come from that warranty. One major repair covered at year 8, and you've already come out ahead. You'd think a $35,000 3-row SUV cuts corners somewhere, right? Nope. The 2024 redesign is completely new. Boxy, modern, the kind of styling that makes people stop and ask what you're driving. The interior got a full upgrade too. 3rd-row seating comes standard. Most competitors charge extra or make you step up a trim level. Safety? Top Safety Pick Plus. Resale isn't the strongest, 40 to 44% depreciation, but the warranty offsets a lot of that risk. 2024 or newer. That's when the redesign hit. Want a 3-row with a luxury interior at half the price? Let's move on. Number 6. The Kia Telluride. US News gave it a value score of 9.4 out of 10. That's higher than the Toyota Highlander, higher than the Honda Pilot, higher than any European 3-row SUV at any price. So what makes it score that high? Start with the interior. Car and Driver says it rivals luxury brands. Soft leather, real stitching, an elegant cabin that looks like it came out of a $60,000 Audi. The Telluride seats 8 for around $37,000. A base BMW X 3 seats 5 for the same money. J.D. Power gives it an 86 out of 100 for predicted reliability. And unlike the Santa Fe's 10-year powertrain warranty, the Telluride gets a 5-year bumper-to-bumper. That means everything from the infotainment to the power seats is covered. Maintenance runs around $533 a year. Insurance sits around $2,500. It's a top safety pick plus. After 5 years, expect to lose around 35 to 38%. That's strong resale for a vehicle this size, 2020 or newer. That's when the Telluride launched, and every model year has been solid. 8 seats, a luxury interior, Korean reliability, and a value score that beats everything in its class. That's what $37,000 gets you. Quick question before we keep going. Which SUV on this list are you leaning toward? Drop it in the comments. And if you're finding this helpful, subscribe. Ready for a 3-row that drives like a sports sedan? Number 5. The Mazda CX-90. Here's a depreciation hack almost nobody talks about. It gives you a 340 horsepower turbo engine, 3 rows of seats, Nappa leather, and a heads-up display for around $40,000. Comparably equipped Acura MDX? Over $58,000. That's $18,000 saved on day one. So what's the catch? There isn't one. Mazda ranks in the top 5 most reliable brands according to RepairPal. You're not spending that $18,000 difference at the repair shop. Maintenance runs around $814 a year. Insurance sits around $2,265. Both are reasonable for a vehicle with this much power and this many features. And there's more. The CX-90 actually drives like a sports sedan. Most 3-row SUVs feel heavy and disconnected. This one carves through corners and responds the second you touch the throttle. It earned a top safety pick plus. The CX-90 is too new to have solid 5-year depreciation data, but if it follows the CX-50's pattern, expect to keep around 60% of its value. 20, 24, or newer. That's when the CX-90 replaced the CX-9. And the upgrade is massive. Next up, a hybrid that gets 40 miles per gallon and costs less to maintain than a Toyota. Number 4. The Honda CR-V Hybrid. A Honda costs $583 a year on average to keep running. A Porsche, $1,623. That's the entire brand average, not a single model. The CR-V Hybrid, even cheaper than Honda's average, just $407 a year. That's less than Toyota, less than Mazda, less than almost every SUV on this list. You'd think low maintenance means you're giving something up, right? Nope. The CR-V Hybrid gets 40 miles per gallon combined. Most gas-only compact SUVs barely hit 30. That's 10 extra miles per gallon on every tank. Insurance sits around $1,959 a year. It's a top safety pick. Resale holds strong at 35 to 38% depreciation after 5 years, right in line with Toyota. 2023 or newer for the current generation. Up next, an SUV that loses only 30% of its value in 5 years. Number 3. The Toyota 4Runner. Here's a number that should change how you think about buying an SUV. It loses only 30% of its value in 5 years. The average SUV over 40%. On a $43,000 4Runner, that means you keep roughly $30,000 in resale value after 5 years. A Ford Explorer drops to around $25,000. That's $5,000 more in your pocket. So why does it hold value so well? Body-on-frame construction. The 4Runner is built like a truck, not a crossover. It's designed to take abuse, handle trails, and push past 200,000 miles. The previous generation stayed in production for 15 years with minimal changes because Toyota didn't need to fix what wasn't broken. Maintenance runs around $489 a year. Insurance sits around $2,054. Both are moderate. But you make that money back and then some when you sell. The 2025 model is a complete redesign, but the 5th generation from 2010 to 2024 is bulletproof and still sells near original MSRP. J.D. Power gave it a 90 out of 100 for resale value. Safety ratings aren't top safety pick level, but crash test scores are solid across the board. The 4Runner gives you legendary reliability, truck-level durability, and resale value that beats almost everything on the road. Next up, luxury without the luxury price tag. Number 2, the Lexus NX. Here's the luxury depreciation hack. A BMW X3 costs $1,034 a year in repairs according to RepairPal. The Lexus NX, around $600. That's because underneath that luxury badge is Toyota engineering. Same platform as the RAV4, same reliability, same peace of mind. So why pay Lexus prices? Yeah, because when you add up total cost of ownership, the NX is actually cheaper than the BMW. Insurance runs around $2,400 a year. The X3, nearly $3,000. Repairs are lower. Resale is stronger. You're paying a premium badge price, but getting Toyota running costs. And there's more. Consumer Reports ranks Lexus as the most reliable luxury brand in America. Not top 5, not top 3. Number 1. The NX shares that DNA. The interior is pure luxury. Soft leather, real wood trim, a quiet cabin that blocks out highway noise. Sit inside one and you'd never guess it costs $20,000 less than a comparable Mercedes GLC. IHS rates it a top safety pick plus. Depreciation runs 35 to 40% after 5 years, which beats the X3, the Q5, and the GLC, 2022 or newer for the current generation. And now for number 1. It's not flashy, it's not exciting. But the numbers don't lie. Number 1, the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. I know what you're thinking. The RAV4? That's the SUV your neighbor drives, the one you see in every grocery store parking lot. It's not exciting. It's not the car you brag about at dinner parties. You're right. But here's the thing. This list was never about excitement. It was about your wallet. And no SUV in America protects your wallet like the 2026 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Let's look at the numbers. Maintenance costs run between $367 and $429 a year, according to RepairPal. That's the lowest on this entire list. Lower than the CR-V, lower than the CX-50, lower than every single SUV we've talked about today. Insurance comes in under $2,000 a year. For a vehicle this popular, that's remarkable. Depreciation sits between 30 and 35% after 5 years. A real-world example, owners who bought a RAV4 Hybrid in 2022 for $32,000 were offered $25,000 trade-in value 3 years later. That's only $7,000 lost, less than $2,500 a year in depreciation. Most people spend more than that on coffee, and it gets over 40 miles per gallon. That's real money back in your pocket every single week. There's a reason 475,000 Americans bought a RAV4 last year. More than any non-truck in America. They weren't car enthusiasts chasing horsepower. They were smart buyers who did the math. The 2026 model is an all-new redesign, and Toyota went all-hybrid across the lineup. Previous generation RAV4s routinely hit 200,000 to 300,000 miles with basic maintenance. Remember that $50,000 gap in ownership costs we talked about at the beginning? The RAV4 Hybrid is how you end up on the right side of it. Lower insurance, lower fuel costs, lower maintenance, and a resale value that gives you real money back when it's time to sell. That's not just a good deal, that's financial intelligence. Model years to target. The 2026 is the new generation, so if you want the latest tech and design, start there. But 2019 through 2024 5th generation models are proven performers with the same legendary reliability. Now, the 2 European SUVs to avoid. The Range Rover looks incredible, but you buy one for $150,000, and 5 years later, it's worth $56,000. That's $94,000 in lost value. The BMW X3 sounds affordable until you learn that BMW owners pay $17,800 in maintenance over 10 years. That's the most expensive brand in America. If you want luxury, buy the Lexus NX. If you want the smartest financial decision in the entire SUV market, buy the RAV4 Hybrid. And if you want the full breakdown of which SUVs to buy and which ones to run from, watch this video next.